you learn the lesson, then that karma is done. Finish
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
done. Then you see, it's like accountancy. uh, Debit what goes out, credit what comes in, like that. Credit what goes out, debit what comes in. So until your balance sheet is not matched, it's just going to pile up on and on and on and on. The moment you start balancing your balance sheet, fair enough, you're done.
That's it.
We're all
Yeah.
cool, all set.
Yeah.
You've become you've become superhuman. You've gone to the highest.
No, I think that's the purpose of us being here. And now we're so entitled as well. Like we have all this resources, and before you would have to travel miles and miles to enter a library to be able to read something or to meet a guru, and now you can do it online. Like we're so privileged. Like we have so many resources, and
Yeah.
it is actually so easy to connect with people. And then,
Hmm.
a lot of people choose not to, which baffles me. I always thought, wow, the evolution of internet and technology will bring more.
What to say? What can see?
It is a
Again, this is
choice in
also
the
a
end.
choice. Sometimes you can make a choice to really not grow.
Mm,
It can be very harsh to say this, but from what I've seen multiple times, sometimes some people just choose not to grow at all, not to step out of their comfort zone at all, not to take accountability of their own growth, not to take any action for their own, action of their own actions of their own life.
mm,
And then there is this projection on the world. The world has been not kind to me. You have all these, so many criminals. You must have seen a lot of thriller movies. These criminals, Joker, like the Joker in
ah,
Batman. The
yeah.
world has been unkind to me. My goodness, that the world has been unkind to you. Why are you being unkind to the world then?
Join the club. Everyone has a story. Like
Yeah.
I've never met a person that went through life unbruised.
Yes, and then there is justification about that badness. In today's world, you will also see this trend that people are justifying
Hmm.
the willfully, in full awareness done criminal activities. People are justifying even them.
Yeah, I've met someone, and that person told me, "Oh, my ex partner broke my heart, so I can't open my heart to anyone else anymore." And I was like, "Someone broke my heart as well." Like, I don't think there's a person on this planet that didn't get his heart broken.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so what's so special about it? It's the meaning you're giving to it. It's like, oh, that means that now everybody's gonna do that thing. Like, the risk of it.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
can't walk
yeah.
through life behind a wall.
So again, as what you're mentioning here, it also comes to you, like you for an individual. It also, uh, life also again asks you the question that, what are you doing about it? Okay, you've broken your heart, you've not got love, you've not got money. Okay, then now what are you doing about it?
Yeah, yeah.
What do
It's
you,
like don't give
or
up.
what do you want to do about it? Like in constellations, also you must have noticed, right? Sometimes uh, a client may feel very frozen, or very very resistant, very unwilling to move forward or take the next step. And then there is something that you can only tell the client, or tell that individual, it's on you then, the
Yeah.
choice that you want to make.
Yes.
The constellation is giving you that will, that willingness, that openness to make the choice what you want to
Mm.
make. But then the consequences are in your, you have to take care of the
Yes.
consequences also, whatever choice you make. There are going to be certain results of it, certain consequences, good or bad, whatever it is. It's then you have to take accountability to, because nothing is devoid of your own accountability.
When I look at people energetically and spiritually, so if I like really go into their bodies, I always see the highest potential. That's
Yeah.
the first thing I see. I see the highest potential of that person. And sometimes, I sneakingly suggest them things or like say, oh, maybe you should audition for this, or maybe you should do, and I try to help them. I'm like, okay, maybe I can just like steer them a bit. Of course, I'm not going to make decisions for them, but I may suggest that might be
Right.
cool to do this or that.
Hmm.
And many times, the highest potential, the person is beautiful, and I'm like, wow, this person can be so much,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they just don't do anything, and I'm like, oh. And sometimes that's just temporarily, and they will come. Sometimes people need to come to the breaking point where there's
Yeah.
the reality is so bad that they really need to change something now because they can't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, what I've realized, come into the point of delusion where they lie themselves about the reality just so they can comfort themselves and feel better about it. So they never
Hmm.
do anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's kind of sad because whenever, I always see the best things about people. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm like, oh, you can become this and this, um, and many times I'm always shocked when people choose just either the worst versions of themselves
Hmm.
or just nothing. It's like, not finding your way through life,
Hmm.
but just like being thrown, like if you're, I don't know, stuck in a river and it's just pulling you its own course and you're not even
Oh, yes.
trying to
That's a very
reach the,
nice
the
example.
coast. And
Hmm.
I've seen that's the majority of people I know. It's like they're not masters of their life, but rather the life is the master of them. And
Oh.
it is, being, having a gift like this to see the highest potential in someone. It is not pleasant.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, ooh, and then sometimes some people just like naturally go for it
Yeah. Yeah.
with
See, I
such
think that's what.
ease.
That's what I think. It's not just the fate, but also a certain element of self accountability, responsibility also plays a role. Like the
Mm,
Buddha said, there is suffering in the world, and second, you it will come to you. But then the third thing he said, you can get out of it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So a lot of people get stuck at point number two and one. They don't move to the third point.
mm.
Or even if they move to the third point, they move with a sense of dissociation.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to leave my family, go to the Himalayas or go to a monastery, and then I'll achieve enlightenment.
Yeah, yeah, you detach
Oh,
from
sir,
reality. Amazing.
sir, madam, your karma is again going to come back and again take you back. Next lifetime, you will come back and do the same karma again. Nobody can escape the force of time, space, and karma. That's what,
Mm,
see, that this is what karma is. It's simply complementing your action, the way you are functioning. That's it.
mm.
Karma is not saying that I'm going to stop you, but I'm just going to, just be in equal tandem with you. The way the wave function at which what you are, frequency what you are, I'm going to be the same frequency at you are. So now you
Yeah,
have, over that I am. You already have the free will to go up or down. Now the more down you go, the more down I'll also come with you.
yeah, yeah,
The higher you go, the higher I'll come with you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
No, I'd say that the world would need more kind of like real spiritual guides and some kind of resources, because I can understand that sometimes it's really hard to see reality, especially if you're raised in a certain way. If you have a lot of kind of traumas, a lot of generational stuff, I can understand it's really hard to see things as they are. And you know someone said that we're all living in separate realities. Actually, we all see the world differently, and none
yeah,
of us know which one is the correct in the end. But yeah, a lot of people don't have anyone to like tell them anything,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
shouldn't be this way. Before, like when we used to live in tribes, there was always this one wise person that would
yeah,
would help you out, and
yeah,
there were like
yeah.
things like the tribes had their rituals of adulthood. So like when you
Yes,
reached a certain age,
yeah,
you wouldn't be with your family anymore, but you would go either with women or with men, and then they would teach you their ways. Or if you're a man, how to hunt, how to do this. If you're a woman, and we kind of lost that. uh, there's not a lot of guidance offered anymore, apart from whatever your parents know,
Yeah.
which can be limited as well.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you have to kind of find your own way as well. Or
Mm.
then you have to ask all the right questions as well.
Yeah, I think yes, that is a challenge. I think this has become a global challenge again. This is one of the global challenges is of isolation.
Yes.
Isolation from communities, isolation from sub
This
communities,
is a big thing in the West. It is
ostracization. If you
insane.
are, if you are doing something very different from your community, of being ostracized about that. Of course, sometimes people do some really silly things also, but other than that, a general fear of being ostracized, that even if I think differently, if I do things differently, it's even within one family system itself, that okay, my dad has been a doctor or a businessman, and if I choose to be a coach, or a yoga practitioner, all hell will break loose.